I'm D'Angelo Gardunia. I wrestle for Belfouche, and at Regions I ended up fourth, and I had a pretty sweet match for a blood round match, and I ended up beating the Rapid City Stevens kid in overtime by 2 points. Turned out had a good Regions weekend. The whole team did pretty good.
I'm Lucas Tonsager. I'm a seventh grader, and I placed fourth place during regions. I lost my first match, but then I came back, won the next two, and had a pretty good match. My third one, ended out throwing the kid. Fortunately, had a loss, but got fourth place.
My name's Riley Dighton, and to qualify for regions, I had to wrestle a kid from Spearfish who I've wrestled multiple times and who I've lost to every time, but I ended up coming out with the win.
I'm Cade Bickerdike. I got third at Regions. This is my fourth time qualifying for state. Pretty excited for it.
All right, we're at Belfast High School visiting with their head wrestling coach, Bill Abel. Got the state tournament coming up this week. Had the regionals last week. Things are going good.
Yeah, we actually had a really good regional meet. Get things started off. We had some pretty clutch matches right out of the gates. Logan Tyndall was able to get a major decision off a kid who beat him earlier in the year. Riley Dighton came out. He got a clutch win right out of the gates from the Graveman kid from Spearfish. I don't think he's ever beat him before, but he came out clutch there. It was great. And then Caden Wolf got his win off the Douglas kid. Cade Bickerdike, we had to have him get his win there to move him forward. The 4 or 5 seed is pretty important. From there, we came back through, and then when we got into it, we had a great blood round. So D comes out. He's actually down to the Stevens kid. He's down 5-0. I want to say it wasn't in the second period. It might have been in the beginning of the third. He's down by 5-0, and then he ends up battling back and ends up winning that match in overtime. It's just a great match for D, and it was awesome to see him just get a little different shot of confidence, get pushing back through. And then probably one of the highlight matches at 220, my seventh grader, Lucas Tonsager, he came out and he tossed his kid from Central to his back and got a first period pin out of it. So that punched his card to go through too. So that was a pretty neat accomplishment for him. So, and then on top of that, in the placing round, Cade Bickerdike had been beat by the Stevens kid multiple times this year, and we actually got a second period pin out of him. So it was a good tournament. Thomas McCoy, this is his 5th tournament in a row he's won. It wasn't his best match. He's a little defensive more than he normally is. But like I said, it's you keep wrestling the same kid, you kind of start to, I not really clam up, but things change a little bit. So, but it was a great day of wrestling, and super proud of these guys. And then as far as like the girls go, I had a pretty good suspicion they'd all get in. We actually got pretty good seeds, and tournament's looking pretty good for those guys. So yeah, Kyra Vandenberg and Haley Rodriguez and Alexis Sweeney, they'll all be going to state with us too. So this will be the biggest trip the Bronx, I think, have taken to state in a very long time.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you guys' time.
Coach Slice, Belfouche. It's state week now. Coming up to regions last week, we kind of lightened things up a little bit in the room here. We didn't hammer down on them pretty hard like we usually do, but we kind of kept things light and let them just kind of go, not necessarily at their own pace, but just comfortable and loose, and we're keeping it fun. And we had a really good region tournament, so we're going to kind of follow suit, and we're probably might press the gas a little bit today before we hit the road tomorrow. And but we're just going to try to keep it probably the funnest experience possible, because we got some young kids going, and then we got some veterans as well, and we want those seniors to go out on a high note. Regardless how they finish, we just want them to, have the best experience that they can, and then the young guys, the same, because a lot of those young guys will get in there and their eyes will, they'll look around and they could be intimidated by the atmosphere, but we're just going to try to make it as fun as possible for everybody. And with me and Coach going out, this is our last go. we're going to try to go out on top or finish the best we can. So yeah, that's kind of how we're taking this week. So yeah.
Like 4 horses right there.